Everyone was complaining about tan being the only color used on Yeezy. So Kanye brought the entire color palette out and threw it on this pair of shoes. Now there is a few things you do need to know about this pair of shoes before they release, one of them being the changed release date, but of course we will get into that in a second. But let me tell you what we got. We got today's pair of sneakers, the Yeezy 700 V1 Bright Blue. Yeezy 700 bucks, nothing new here. Everything on it is the same except for that size tag. You will see it just says BR Blue, obviously bright blue. So I'll give you a look at that before we slide these open. Now, something I thought would be interesting or good to mention is that these actually come individually wrapped. I don't know whether that's a StockX thing, which is where I got these from, or if all of the retail pairs will come individually wrapped, but I did think it was worth mentioning. Once you make it through all of the wrapping, you get to today's pair of sneakers. Wow, the crazy Yeezy 700 V1 Bright Blue. Wow, these honestly look so crazy. So much colors, so much to get into. I think blue is the new tan this year. We've seen plenty of different Yeezys with a different shade of blue incorporated into the sneaker, and I think we've got a lot more blue coming. Whether you're a fan or not, it's definitely happening. A lot more blue. Personally, I think, particularly on this colorway, it looks fantastic. I guess a really good comparison would be the Suns, another extremely bright Yeezy 700 V1 silhouette. Now, one thing I did kind of think was that the midsoles were going to be identical. Now, they pretty much are in terms of the orange that you find, but there is a very, very slight change in color for the bright blue to this older sun colorway. A little bit of a lighter shade of orange, and of course it has that kind of faded effect, so in some areas it kind of looks like it's particularly more bright. I think that was done to kind of mimic sun, as in like the sun rays when you look at a sun, that faded look. I don't know, that's just my interpretation, but yeah, you're definitely getting a little bit more of a deeper orange when you look at the bright blue colorway. Also, if you take a look at the oval shapes that you find on this midsole, you'll see that the sun colorway is just a little bit darker in that orange, as opposed to the bright blue colorway, which has a pretty much the same color across the board. Now, there is some important information that you guys do need to know regarding the release of these. We previously thought, or we currently thought, that these were going to be releasing this weekend on April the 17th. However, we now know that they have been pushed back, delayed, whatever the reason is behind that, I'm not too sure, but they are now releasing on April the 24th. And of course, they're going to retail at the same new lower price point that we've come to expect, $240 out in the US, or £210 here in the UK. I think that new lower price point is definitely making these a lot more attainable for people. I think asking $300 was a bit much, so I think they did a really good job by lowering that price point. Now, if you remember, if you can think back to when Kanye was on his leak game and he was just leaking out a bunch of images of loads of different Yeezy colorways that were upcoming for this year. Now, in one of these images, which I will put up on the screen, you can see there's one of those little circles that he had, the sample circles full of different crazy colorways of Yeezy 700. It's interesting to see where they're taking this Yeezy 700 V1 silhouette and just adding so much more color to it. I really wonder how many of those samples will actually be released to the public. So when it comes to this colorway, because it is so bright and so loud, there are going to be people who don't like it. It's going to be a little bit more polarizing than your average tan Yeezy colorway. Yes, it is more of a colorway that you have to feel comfortable rocking. I think personally this is a really nice color combination. I just really like the blue and the orange. I think it goes together really, really nice. When I'm wearing these, I just think it looks super, super clean. I may even like these. In fact, I do like these more than the Yeezy 700 Suns. Now that is just a personal preference thing, and I really liked the Suns. So this one, I think they knocked it out of the park. Everything else is pretty much what you would expect with a Yeezy 700. You've got the suede, which is on the toe box and towards the back of the sneaker. You've got some nice blue leather for the eye stays, which just feels really, really good to hand. Again, very, very premium. You've got the mesh on the lateral and medial side. Of course, when you hit that with the flash, that lights up to reveal the 3 stripes. And then you get the kind of toe box area, which consists of the same colors that you would find on the original Yeezy Wave Runner. Now, of course, it still has full length boots, so it is a very comfortable pair of shoes. This is obviously encased, so you can flip it over to the bottom and you can see the little dips in it where you can actually feel the boost. From the images, I kind of thought that the laces came in the same colored laces as the Yeezy 700 Suns. However, if you take a look at both of them side by side, this is definitely a white colorway and this is more of a duller gray color. I think the release of these is going to be relatively tough. I think the demand is pretty high. Considering how limited the Yeezy 700 Sun colorway was, I wouldn't be surprised if this one is just as limited. I don't know that for sure, however, I definitely would try and be as prepared as possible, enter as many raffles as possible. If you guys want to see a how to cop on this pair of shoes, I will post that closer to the release date. For now, make your decision because these are going to be releasing on the 24th. And I think you guys are going to like these. Now, of course, I got to mention sizing. If you guys are wondering about how these fit, for me, I go true to size on 700 V1s. That seems to fit me just fine. Of course, I feel like you can go a half size up, particularly if you are wider footed, and you might want to do that. However, if you can only get your true size, you should be fine with that. But that pretty much wraps it up for the Yeezy 700 V1 Bright Blue. I want to know what you guys think about this crazy colorway. Do you like it? Do you like the way that the Yeezy 700 line is going with adding more colors than just tan and black? Either way, let me know down in the comment section. I want to say good luck to everybody who's going for this pair of shoes on the 24th of April. Spam good luck down in the comment section. And of course, thank you so much for coming through, hanging out for yet again another video. Thank you for liking, commenting, and of course subscribing. I'll catch you all in the next one, but until then.